She wanted to fight. She got silence. And that silence echoed louder than any insult, any punch, any scream ever could. That's the part no one talks about. Everyone's obsessed with the clapback, the viral comeback, the don't mess with me attitude. But silence, that's a different kind of weapon. It doesn't shout. It doesn't brag. It just hits. Quietly, deeply, and without mercy. Because when someone's trying to pull you into their storm, and you don't budge, you're not weak. You're untouchable. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." And most people hear that and nod. Sounds nice, right? But he didn't write that sitting in a spa, sipping wine. He wrote that while leading an empire through war, famine, plague, and betrayal. He buried 8 of his own children. He watched as his most trusted friends turned on him. He led armies on the battlefield while coughing up blood from illness. And still, he wrote about peace. Not peace in the world, peace in the mind. Let's talk about the brutal truth here. Life is not fair. People will lie to your face, use you, leave you, and when they do, they'll expect a show. They want to see the meltdown, the rage, the reaction. Because if they can make you lose control, they win. That's how they feed their ego. But what if you didn't give them anything? What if you stared chaos in the face and smiled? See, silence is not weakness. It's control. It's knowing that every time you react emotionally, you're handing over power. You're saying, "Here, take my peace, take my stability, take my time." And for what? So someone else can feel like they matter for 5 minutes? So they can walk away thinking they pushed your buttons? Nah, that's not power. That's slavery to emotion. You want real power? Real strength? Start here. Control your mind when it wants to explode. Control your mouth when it wants to fire off 1,000 cutting words. Control your hands when they want to punch walls. That's the kind of strength people can't wrap their heads around. Let me paint you a picture. It's the year 1672. A Japanese samurai named Miyamoto Musashi had already won over 60 duels. He was feared, respected, legendary. But when insulted in public one day, he didn't draw his sword. He didn't raise his voice. He simply walked away. His students were furious. They thought he was being dishonored. You know what he said? To win without fighting is the greatest victory. And that's not just some ancient warrior code. That's strategy. That's discipline. That's Stoic. Back to Marcus Aurelius. The guy had every reason to become a tyrant. Every reason to lash out. His generals tried to overthrow him. Senators stabbed him in the back, literally and politically. His own son grew up to be a reckless, spoiled disaster. But Marcus never let it turn him bitter. He never let it poison his soul, because he understood something we forget today. Your external world is a mess. Always will be. But your internal world? That's yours to govern. That's your empire. You ever been in a situation where someone's trying to bait you? Like they want a reaction so badly you can practically feel them leaning in, waiting for you to break? And you don't. You stay calm. You breathe. You say, "Okay," and walk away. You know what happens next? They unravel. Because their power only existed in your reaction. And once you deny it, they've got nothing. Marcus wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." You don't stoop to their level. You don't become the villain in your own story. You elevate. You separate. You rise above. Now I know what you're thinking. But what about justice? What about standing up for yourself? What about not letting people walk all over you? And those are fair questions. Stoicism doesn't mean becoming a doormat. It doesn't mean staying silent in the face of abuse. It means choosing your battles. It means understanding that not every attack requires a counterattack. that not every insult deserves a reply, that your time, your energy, your peace, those are precious. And you should guard them like a king guards his crown. Let me tell you something personal. There was a time in my life when I reacted to everything. Someone cut me off in traffic, instant rage. Someone said something slick online, I had to clap back. Every insult, every slight, every disagreement, I took it personally. And you know what I got in return? Stress, sleepless nights, anxiety. And then I read Marcus. Not just his quotes, his life, his suffering. And I realized, if this man could lead Rome through hell without losing himself, what was my excuse? Why was I letting little things control me when he faced death every day with calm? So I started practicing silence. Not because I was afraid, but because I was done wasting energy on noise. Done giving people access to my emotions who hadn't earned it. And I'll be real with you, it was hard at first. You feel like you're losing by not reacting. But then something shifts. You start sleeping better, thinking clearer. You stop replaying arguments in your head. You stop chasing validation. That's what happens when you stop reacting and start responding. So the next time someone tests you, remember this. You have nothing to prove. Not to them, not to anyone. You are not obligated to attend every argument you're invited to. You don't owe your reaction to anyone. And in that pause, in that breath between stimulus and response, is your freedom. Freedom to stay grounded, freedom to move forward, freedom to live a life that's not ruled by other people's chaos. So when she expects a reaction, when they expect a scene, give them nothing. Let them talk. Let them spin. Let them burn themselves out trying to ignite something in you that no longer burns. Because you've already won. Not by shouting louder, not by striking harder, but by mastering the only thing that ever really mattered. Yourself. That's stoicism. That's Marcus. And that's you. Becoming someone they'll never understand. Because you chose peace over pride. And trust me, that's the most dangerous version of you there is.